So Margaret, we're in a very special place to you. We're in the horse barn. Tell me a little bit about the program that you have here.
Well, I started off, I have about 8 brood mares that I specifically work with, and they have a lot of variety in their bloodlines. And most of the girls in this barn right now are pregnant, and this one happens to be a quarter horse, and she is carrying an embryo. So I'm starting to work a little bit with some embryo work, and I'm doing that because I have a special mare that cannot carry, and so she is carrying an embryo for that mare. I've done that a couple of times. This filly that we're coming up on, she was just at the Morgan Weanling Gala out in Illinois, and that would be her sibling that this mare is carrying.
Okay.
So this girl is a pretty special girl. She was born early this spring, so she would be part of this year's crop.
And I have a question that might
Sure.
seem kind of silly. What makes a horse a Morgan horse? Is it like the type of horse that it is, like the breed, or?
It's the breed.
Okay.
It's the breed.
Is there
Yes.
any characteristics that are specific to a Morgan?
Well, the Morgan breed is very interesting because it's very diversified. And some people like them short and stocky and have a lot of power. The Morgan was one that you could ride to church on, but go home and pull out a log. Okay. The Morgans that I'm focusing on are really the show Morgans. So my goal is to put beautiful babies on the ground and sell them as quickly as I can, because as soon as they get to be 2, I've got to put them in training.
Okay.
So I want to produce a beautiful baby that people want to buy and get it moved like at weaning or a little after. Mm-hmm. I do keep them in here until they're about 1.5 years, and then I'll send them to a trainer who will then get them sold once they can drive. So that's my next step if I don't sell them as a weanling.
This is a very tall horse, it looks
Yes,
like to me.
she is a tall horse.
Yeah.
But my goal, I found out, I learned the hard way. My first baby that was born, I thought she was lovely, and so I thought I needed to train her. And then I brought her to the Worlds, and then I showed her, and then she could ride and drive. And by the time I was done with her and sold her, I had a lot more money into her than she was valued at.
Yeah.
So
You learn a business lesson there,
yes,
I suppose.
so that's my goal,
Yeah.
is to, now this mare up here, she's a unique mare because I've never done this. Her unborn baby is already sold.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's kind of exciting. I'm not sure how that's going to all turn out, but she actually has a son that's out at the Worlds at this point. So her baby is sold.
Wow.
Even though it's not born.
And I don't know much about the gestation in horses. How long do they carry a baby?
They carry a baby for a little over 11 months.
Okay, and then what's the typical size of a baby Morgan horse when it's born?
A typical size, I would say it's a little over, I don't know, 80, 100 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I have 3 horses in this barn that are due in January, and people think that's really crazy. I'm in Vermont. And so when these horses are going to foal, I've got cameras up in the barn where I can watch from the house. And I lock up this whole barn if I think they're going to foal that night. And as long as I dry that baby off and get a blanket on it, it's fine growing up when it's really cold. Mm-hmm. So my goal is to have them born as soon as I can, the beginning of the year, because then they're just that much bigger to sell.
Yep. Well, they are beautiful horses.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep.